Greetings and welcome to today's session. Today we are going to look at another KABS ICT Resources Center paper, which is paper 1. We shall be looking at all the 5 items from item 1 up to item 5. So here is our paper. This is 840-1 Information and Communications Technology ICT paper 1 for September-October 2025. The paper takes 2 hours and 15 minutes. It is paper 1. It is always having 5 examination items. The paper has 2 sections, and section A is always compulsory with 1 item. Section B has 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. A candidate is supposed to answer 1 item from each of those parts, and in total 3 examination items. So here is our section A. Section A, compulsory item. It goes item 1. BF Secondary School is one of the greatest performing schools in your location and has a school secretary who uses a typewriter for typing the activities of integrations for some teachers, and also types assessment examinations that students do at the end of their study cycle. At the end of last term, the secretary wrote a report to the school administration highlighting the challenges she faces to come up with required number of copies for the activities of integration and assessment examinations due to the big number of students in the school. One of the school administrators has asked her to make a report outlining what would make her office work easy. However, the secretary is unable to identify what is needed to be included in the report and has approached you for help. Task: guide the secretary on what would be included in the report. So this is item 1, and I would like us to focus on this item 1. Remember, while responding to item 1, we need to have a focused introduction. Then we bring out the needed ICT tools well described in line with the scenario, and then we give the maintenance measures for each ICT tool described. So let's get started. So first and foremost, we are going to have a clear focused introduction. And our introduction goes: at BF Secondary School, the secretary's current reliance on a typewriter greatly limits her ability to efficiently prepare multiple copies of official documents such as activities of integration and assessment examinations. This method not only wastes time but also increases the workload and reduces flexibility in making corrections or producing large number of copies. To meet the growing demands of the school, there is an urgent need to replace outdated methods with modern ICT tools and better document handling practices that will enhance speed, accuracy, and security. The following recommendations highlight what the secretary should include in her report to the school administration. So this is our clear, focused introduction. And with this introduction, it is scored as INT with its score code. So that is our score code that we have put on our introduction. and it will carry one weight. So from the introduction, now I would like us to bring our discussion, highlighting the ICT tools needed. We clearly describe them in line with the scenario, and then we give the maintenance measure for each of the identified ICT tool. Remember, each ICT tool must solve its problem in the scenario. Then from there, we shall give a focused conclusion. So here are the ICT tools that the Secretary will include in her report. To begin with, a computer set, which can be a desktop computer or laptop, is very important to the Secretary's work, where she drafts activities of integrations and exams, revises without retyping, and arranges files for easy reprinting anytime, while also running all the school administration applications. So this is the description. We have identified the tool. We have also described it. Now let's give its maintenance measure. To keep it efficient and long-lasting, I would advise the Secretary to install a licensed antivirus, e.g. Kaspersky or Windows Defender. She should also set a strong login password, keep the system updated, place the PC in a clean, dust-free area. Also, she's advised to shut down properly and connect this computer through a UPS or a surge protector. So, any of these is a maintenance measure. So from here, I would like us to go to another ICT tool. But before we go to this ICT tool, have you secured some of these ICT books? We have ICT Mastery for Uganda's Competence-Based Curriculum, the latest version 2025. ICT Mastery has summarized notes. It has activities of integration after every topic, that is from Senior 1 to Senior 4. All the activities of integrations have their evaluation grids and their expected responses. ICT Mastery has 4 sets of examination items with their responses. ICT Mastery also has the UNEB marking guide of last year and how the items were scored. ICT Mastery has a number of practical items and their responses and how those practical items are supposed to be responded to. So grab ICT Mastery for Uganda's Competence-Based Curriculum S1 to S4 guide. It is a theory to practical and it is a guide to theory and practical success. Grab a copy of ICT Mastery. Teachers, there is a workshop happening in Kigezi region. ICT Teachers Workshop in Kigezi region at St. Mary's College, Rusoroza in Kabale. Entrance fee is 50,000. With this workshop, we are going to cover areas like assessment in neuro secondary curriculum. We shall look at the best approaches to theory and practical items. We shall look at website designing using WordPress and Expression Web. We shall also look at AI in teaching and learning. So come and attend this workshop. Teachers from Chisoro, teachers from Kabale, teachers from Kanungu, teachers from Rukunjiri, and all the neighboring districts who can make it to Kigezi region, specifically St. Mary's College, Rusoroza in Kabale. So be there and attend this workshop to equip yourself, especially with this new competence-based curriculum. Senior 5, we have Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A-Level. Senior 5 and Senior 6. So this is Senior 6 learner's book, the aligned curriculum. The learner's book also has its teacher's guide, Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A level, teacher's guide, Senior 6. Senior 6 teacher's guide. There is also Senior 5, Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A level, learner's book. This learner's book also has its teacher's guide. So teachers, grab a copy for the aligned A-level curriculum. So let's now go to our next ICT tool. Secondly, an MFP printer, multifunction printer that can print, photocopy, and scan, which enables the secretary to produce multiple sets from one approved digital master, e.g. S1A to S1D exams in one queued job, and scan signed memos into PDF for records, thus handling both mass production and archiving. For efficiency and safety, it is more so important to cover the printer when not in use, use genuine toner or ink, and recommended paper. Clean the scanner glass and rollers weekly. Avoid overloading the trays and connect it to a UPS for safe shutdowns. So here is our maintenance measure. Here is our description. And here is our ICT tool that has been identified. We proceed. Moving on, a word processor, e.g. Microsoft Word, LibreOffice Writer, etc. We have identified our tool, which fully replaces the typewriter, allows the secretary to type and save activities of integrations and exams, format headings, insert logos, apply numbering, and use equation editors for science papers, while also making edits quickly with the track changes feature. So this is our description. Now let's bring our maintenance measure. To keep this tool reliable, best practice would be to keep the software updated, turn on autosave, password protect sensitive drafts, e.g. S4 mocks, and organize exam files into labeled folders with regular backups. So here is our maintenance practice. We proceed. In addition, spreadsheet software, e.g. Excel or Google Sheets, will help the secretary plan print runs, calculate total copies needed, prepare candidate lists for mail merge, and monitor toner usage and reorder dates so the office never runs out during printing. So this is our description in line with the scenario. Now, how do we maintain our spreadsheet? To maintain integrity, the secretary is encouraged to keep the tool updated, turn on autosave, protect sheets by locking formulas, save dated copies each term, and back up the workbook along with other exam files. So this is our safety practice, our maintenance measure, our safeguarding measure. We proceed. Equally important, PDF software such as Save As PDF or Acrobat or Nitro Pro. So here our PDF software has been identified. Let's now describe it. It enables the secretary to export final papers into secure formats that print consistently on any device and cannot be easily altered, with features like passwords and watermarks for confidentiality. So this is our description. For safety, it is highly recommended that the secretary keep the tool updated, store approved files in a labeled restricted folder, e.g. Final PDFs 2025 Term 2, and ensure these folders are included in the routine backup schedule. So this is our maintenance practice, our maintenance measure. Now, we have seen some of those ICT tools. Now, I want us to continue and have more of these ICT tools. But before we proceed, there is this book, Step-by-Step Guide, Designing Websites Using Expression Web. So for those who are designing online platforms using Expression Web, here is a good guide book that we can stock in our computer labs, that we can stock in our libraries. There is also a practical approach on designing websites using WordPress. Grab a copy of designing websites using WordPress. So let's proceed to our next tool. For bulk seasons, a risograph, call it a digital duplicator, which becomes highly effective when copies are in hundreds or thousands, such as 1,200 scripts for a school-wide activities of integrations, because it uses one master to produce large stocks at a very low cost per page, much faster than photocopying, making it perfect for multi-stream exams. This was our description for a risograph. To ensure reliable performance, one safeguard is to use only recommended ink and masters. Keep paper dry and flat. Destroy the master immediately after confidential runs. Regularly wipe dust from feed areas and connect it through a UPS for safe shutdowns. So this is our maintenance practice for our risograph. More to that. Alongside, we need an external hard disk drive or an external solid state drive and cloud storage, which provide two safety nets, that is on-site backup through external drive and off-site backup through the cloud, e.g. on Google Drive, so that if the PC fails, the secretary can quickly restore and reprint files, while the cloud allows the deputy to access documents remotely when needed. So this is our tool identified and well described in line with the scenario. To keep data safe, it is more so important to label drives clearly, scan them regularly for viruses, safely eject them to prevent corruption, store them in a dry, dust-free cabinets, use strong passwords, and a two-factor authentication on cloud accounts. We can also enable version history for file recovery and follow the 3-2-1 backup rules, that is 3 copies, 2 media, and 1 off-site. So here, any of these is a safety practice for our external drives or cloud storage. So, more to that. In busy weeks, a dedicated photocopier, if not part of the multifunction printer, which will help the secretary reduce the queues when multiple subjects needed printing at the same time by allowing one device to handle bulk copies, while the multifunction printer is reserved for scanning or smaller jobs. So this is our description for why we need a photocopier. To keep it efficient, the secretary is advised to clean rollers regularly, schedule servicing on time, use dry, correct paper. Use dry, correct weight paper to avoid germs, and cover it after use to keep out of dust. So this is our maintenance practice. So next, we shall need internet. But before we need internet, I have more ICT books to talk about. There is Elite ICT Information Communication Technology from Senior 1 to Senior 4. They are both learners' books and teachers' guides. So grab a copy of Elite ICT and continue enjoying ICT the CBC way. We have had a number of ICT teachers' workshops aiming at retooling the teachers, generally capacity building. One of the workshops was in northern Uganda. It was held in Gulu and specifically at Oche Champion Gist College. That was in March 29th, 2025. Another workshop was held in Central, and it was a national ICT teachers capacity building workshop. This was at Elite High School. It was on 1st June 2025. More to that, there was another ICT teachers capacity building workshop held at Intale School in Imbalala. That was on 6th July 2025. And recently, there was another ICT teachers workshop held in Eastern Uganda at Nabumali High School. This was on 30th August 2025. And now, this time round, it is happening in Kigezi region on 20th September, this Saturday. Each participant will go away with a resourceful DVD, which will be having softwares, ICT sample items, and video lessons. More to that, they will also go away with certificates of attendance and participation. So ICT teachers, let's be there for more interactions and more skills in website designing, and specifically looking at how CBC lessons should be handled. So we need to keep following KAKURU BENARD on this YouTube channel and continue learning now and again. So let's look at our another ICT tool, internet. For connectivity, a reliable internet connection which enables the secretary to download templates and rubrics from the ministry portals, send PDFs to the heads of department for approval, and even remotely send print jobs to the office MFP printer when needed. Though during exam weeks, the Wi-Fi can be disabled on the exam PC to reduce risks. This is our description. For secure usage, best practice would be to protect Wi-Fi with a strong passphrase, call it a password, change router defaults regularly, avoid suspicious websites, and only connect or reconnect the exam PC when strictly necessary. So this is our safety practice, our safeguard, our maintenance measure. More to that, on the desktop, a web browser such as Google Chrome or Firefox, which allows the secretary to download clip art, diagrams, and templates to enrich the exam layout, as well as retrieve past papers and references from trusted education portals, with all assets saved neatly under exams assets. So this is our description of why we need a web browser. To keep the browser reliable, it is advisable to always update it, clear cache if performance slows down, and download files only from trusted sources while ensuring they are stored in a backed up folders. So this is our safeguard practice, our maintenance practice. So lastly, I want us to look at emails. For official communication, email or online submission, which helps the secretary send final PDFs to the deputies or heads of department with proper subject lines like S4 Biology Paper 1, final PDF Term 2 2025, while protecting sensitive attachments with passwords shared separately. The secretary can also receive replies, and approvals can also be neatly archived into term folders for auditing. So this is our description why we need email software as a tool. To ensure safe use, the secretary ought to change the mailbox passwords regularly, keep tidy folder structures, that is in drafts, sent, pending, or term, etc. Avoid opening unknown attachments. Always use password-protected PDFs and include the mailbox archive in the term backups. So this is how we can maintain our email software, safeguarding it, etc. Lastly, let's talk about this tool called the drawing software. For science diagrams, ChemDraw or drawing software, which the secretary uses to create neat chemistry structures like ethanol or benzene, or biology diagrams like those of the heart, the leaf cross-section, that can be exported into PNG or PDF, are inserted into exams for clarity and professionalism. To make this sustainable, it is highly recommended to save all assets into a dedicated science asset folder. Keep the application updated and include that folder in the timely backups, so the diagrams can be reused or adapted in the future exams. So we have identified our tool, we have described it, why it is needed and how it will help the secretary, and we have seen how we are going to safeguard or how we are going to maintain our tool. Now, before we conclude, we have another software. Lastly, we have mass type or equation editor. This is also a software tool which allows the secretary to build complex mathematical equations, chemical formulas, and vectors that integrate seamlessly into the exam papers, improving clarity for both students and markers, with common templates stored for quick reuse. So this is why we shall need the mass type or equation editor. How are we going to maintain this software tool? To ensure reliability, the secretary is encouraged to integrate the tool directly inside Microsoft Word, keep autosave turned on, save the equation libraries in the exam templates folder, and always include them in the routine backups. So this is our maintenance practice. Let's give a focused conclusion. By adopting modern ICT tools such as a computer, multifunction printer, a risograph, and specialized software, the secretary will be able to prepare, manage, and produce documents with greater ease and accuracy. These tools, when combined with good safety practices such as regular backups, secure password, antivirus protection, and proper equipment care, will save time, reduce errors, and improve overall productivity. As a result, the secretary's office will run more efficiently, and BF Secondary School will benefit from timely, secure, and high quality documentation. So this is our conclusion, and it will be given one weight. Now, I want us to look at this score grid as we total up our item 1 responses. First of all, item 1 has the following codes. We have DS. DS stands for the description of the ICT tool. So under DS, we have I, which is for identifying the ICT tool. Then we have D, which is for description of the ICT tool. So we shall look at how many I's has the candidate identified, how many of these tools have been described. So we need a minimum of 5 ICT tools well described. So a candidate can even identify more, but at least describe a minimum of 5 ICT tools. So we have seen a number of ICT tools here identified and described. So we shall need a minimum of 5 ICT tools well described, and these will carry 6 weights. Then we shall need explanation of the maintenance measure, where we are only looking at M, and M we shall need at least 5 measures of those ICT tools. So here, these ones will take 5. More to that, on our score grid, we shall need the format of the presentation. Format of the presentation, we shall have the introduction, which takes 1 weight. We have A, which is for arrangement of the work, either paragraphs or tables or a write-up, or we are having a letter, a report, etc. Then we have conclusion also 1 mark, and the format of the presentation has 3. So that means that we have 6, 5, 3, and our total here we have 14 for our item 1. So this is our item 1. Next, we shall be looking at item 2. Keep following for the next video lesson, where we shall be looking at item 2. So keep following this YouTube channel for more of the updates. Item 2 loading soon. Teachers, see you 20th September for this very ICT workshop. It will be really engaging. God bless.